this is going to be great.
Welcome to the White House Pod. With David A.
All right, Dylan, we have an amazing guest who has been in this industry. I grew up watching him, but also you too. What, you were a child at one point too?
I think so.
You watched television?
I did, probably more than you did.
That is not true. I think I saw every episode as a kid of this. Okay, without further ado, because we don't have too much time with this man because he's super famous. I have like 7,000 pages of document here of his life, and he's got a whole lot more to live. So, ladies and gentlemen, Todd Bridges.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
Oh,
How you doing? Good afternoon, good day, wherever you are in the world.
Where are you coming from, Todd?
I live in Arizona now. I still have my house in LA, though, but my kids live in that one. My older kids.
Where in Arizona? Scottsdale?
I live in
Phoenix?
No, Scottsdale's too bougie. It's for the bougie people. I like to live around the common folks because I'm common like everyone else.
Yeah,
see?
sure you are.
That works.
Sure you are. I got like, yeah, you're very common. Okay, so we have offices in Scottsdale actually for years, but I would never consider ourselves bougie over there. But I know it does. There's some bougie areas of Scottsdale.
Yeah. Yeah.
So to all those bougie people out there, we'd like to welcome you to our podcast.
Good morning.
In LA, people, those guys aren't bougie at all. There's no bougie in LA. All right, so did you go to the Super Bowl? You're wearing an Eagles.
Yes, I did.
Wow.
I went to the Super Bowl.
Of course you
I had a great time. It was a lot of fun. You know, there was like 80,000 Eagle fans there. We were like really standing out.
Now you guys have already won though, like so.
Yeah,
so
we got it again.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like, isn't it kind of like over? Like you've already done it once now.
Man, I got until September. Okay, until September to talk trash to all those people who doubted us.
Well, I'm a Vikings fan, so
A what?
a Vikings fan, Minnesota Vikings.
I didn't hear you clear. Wait, hold on.
Yeah, a
What did you say
skull.
again? Oh, the Vikings.
Skull.
That's what it is. Yes.
Yeah. You guys just trounce
Have the
us.
Vikings ever won a Super Bowl?
No, we have not. So I feel your
so
pain. The
sorry.
Eagles used to have that pain, but now you guys are just
now
walking
you
around
got
winners.
Two now. You're knocking around two with two.
So you don't even
2017
understand.
and 2024. There we go.
All right, Todd. I grew up watching you on Diff'rent Strokes. How old were you when you got that show?
I got that show from another show called Fish. You remember that show? Mm-mm. Fish with A. Fagoda.
I do remember Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was another show. He ran a group home, and that show was written for me and A. Fagoda. And when that show got canceled, it got canceled because A. Fagoda wanted more money. And back then, you didn't get more money. That's not how it worked. They just canceled the show. And they canceled the show. And then, thank goodness, I had already had Diff'rent Strokes because Barbara Brogliotti, she was at NBC. She brought me over, and I had another show too. I could have done the Mickey Mouse Club, or I could have done. It was called Mork from Ork. It wasn't called Mork from Mindy. It was called Mork from Ork, and he lived in my attic. I lived with my grandmother. He lived in my attic, and supposedly I'm the only one who knew that he was there.
Hold on, you could have taken Mork and Mindy, Diff'rent Strokes, or the Mickey Mouse Club.
Yes,
I think you chose
but thank God I chose Diff'rent Strokes because they ended up cutting that little kid out of Mork and Mindy. He was only on there for one episode. He was gone.
Wow.
And the Mickey Mouse Club, we saw what happened to that. That kind of went down, so I chose the right path.
How many years did you do Diff'rent Strokes?
Diff'rent Strokes went for 8 years, but I talked to the president about 4 years ago. He used to be president. He said they would have allowed us to go at least 11 or 12, maybe 13. But the people were kind of tired of dealing with Gary Coleman's people. They didn't want to deal with it anymore.
Because I mean, it was like the number one show, right?
We got canceled top 10. That never happens. Not in those days. Yeah.
What station was it on? CBS?
NBC.
NBC. Okay.
And then it went to ABC for a year.
Okay. And so did you have all kinds of drama on that show?
No, not really.
It was the drama was after the show?
After, yeah. Gary was sick, though, during it. He had no kidneys, and he had a kidney transplant. Then I felt he came back to work too soon, and then his kidneys rejected. Then he had another kidneys again. Then he got rejected again. And, so he was a sick kid a lot on the set. But me and him were very close the first 3 years until his parents came down, and that changed everything. His father came down.
What was the age difference between you and him? How old were you on that show?
When I started it when I was 12, and I think he was 9.
Okay, so like 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean,
and Dana and me were the same age.
And Dana and you guys were, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys, man, I mean, it's hard to believe, though, that Gary was sick then because he still lived, he lived quite a long time.
quite a long time, and I think he would have lived longer if he didn't die. I don't know how he died. We still don't understand that. Have you watched the documentary yet?
No. Where's that?
You need to watch the documentary on NBC
Of Gary Coleman or of Diff'rent Strokes?
It's a great documentary. Yeah, it's about Gary Coleman.
Wow.
All about him, and you'll learn a lot from that.
You know, I met you in a theater one time in like 1994 or something on Hollywood Boulevard. There was a theater that I used to go to on Vine.
Which one?
Well, it's no longer there now. It's been demolished.
Yeah.
And I feel like you were doing a play there, or you were directing a play.
Yes, I was doing a play there. I was in the play there.
Look at that.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
I'm known for telling stories, and then they have nothing
if
to...
If it was a 94, then I was a year sober. I'm 32 years sober now, so I was a year sober then.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were directing. Were you directing that show?
No, I was actually. My mom was directing. I was in it. My mom, my brother, and sister. We were all in that play that my mom directed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do? Okay. So when Diff'rent Strokes wraps up, how old are you at? 20
I was
something?
22.
24? 22? Okay.
22, yeah.
So where do you go from there? Like how?
Well, I spiraled out of control because I was having a lot of personal issues and things that I was dealing with. And also, I was the first one to complain about the police departments harassing me. Every day going to work, they used to pull me over and put a gun to my head and search me. They did that for like 2
Did they not watch the TV show?
Oh, they didn't care about that.
What do you mean?
They didn't care about that. I was the first one to complain about them. No one believed me.
Yeah, but why were they harassing you? You were a massive TV star.
I was on my way to work. They didn't like the car I was driving. I was driving a BMW back in 1982. Yeah, I was driving a BMW.
Well, you were on a TV show.
I know, but they didn't like that, so they harassed me over there.
What? Okay.
Yeah, that's the LAPD used to be rough, man.
No, I know. I moved here in 1990, right? And my first day in LA, I got pulled over by a cop who then threw my key. I was on a motorcycle trying to get to my extra.
Your key?
Yeah, I was trying to get to Baywatch, the show of Baywatch, right? And I got pulled over. I actually, this is partly on me. I'm driving my little motorcycle down to wherever, Huntington Beach or wherever it was shooting, where it was cold. Yeah. And February 19th.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely cold.
Yeah, I banged up against somebody's bumper, but I kept going because I didn't do anything. It was like, the motorcycles thing, whatever. It touched the guy's bumper.
Yeah.
Anyway, the cop pulled me over and said, he did a hit and run. He hit me with hit and run, threw me up against the roof of the car, threw my keys down the thing, and said I was speeding and went across the divider. I don't know. I ended up doing.
If you had been black, what would have happened? You may have been shot.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, the LAPD. They had some stuff to work out. Wow.
Yeah,
okay,
but
so
they're great now, though.
So you were going through this whole thing. How long did that? I know you've been sober for 32 years, but
it only lasted for me. It lasted 4 years after 4. It ended up being 26 to 26.
Did that hurt your hireability too, or did it?
Well, it only hurt my hireability, but not anyone else's. Like what I mean by that is it didn't hurt Robert Downey Jr. It didn't hurt Charlie Sheen.
That's
true.
What I mean?
Yeah. It didn't hurt those guys, but it hurt me. Yeah. I mean, I even still get questions about it today. It's like, dude, I am 32 years sober. Why are you even questioning me over that? I have a family. I've been married for a while. You guys are,
How many
don't
question
you have?
Me
on that anymore.
How many kids do you
have? I have a total of, I have 4 step kids and 2 older kids.
Okay.
2 of my own kids. I have I have Spencer. He is 27. I have Bo, who's 28.
Wow.
I have Rocky, who is 11. Then there's Mimi Modette, who is 13. Then there's Piper, who is 17. And then there's Adley, who's 20.
I love that. All right, so you went from you went through that period of time. Did you end up going right back into acting then? I mean, you still were a household name, or what did you?
No, I decided that I didn't want to be in the business for a couple of years. Yeah, I took a regular job at a chemical dependency. I was chemical dependency tech. I worked at a hospital helping people that were involved with drugs
in LA.
And but I remember the first day I saw my check, and I was like,
"Oh, this is not the same.
There's a lot of zeros missing. Something's missing from this, But I kept working it for like 3 years, and then I remember a guy named Al Burton gave me a call and says, "Hey, I want you to be on the new Lassie. Can you do new Lassie for me?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So I started doing the new Lassie, and then I started working from then. I started working on from then. So
now, did you have brothers and sisters? Were you the oldest or youngest?
No, I have an older brother and an older sister.
Oh, so you were the baby.
He's James, and my sister is Verda.
Were anybody?
They live in LA, and they're actors too. They work a lot.
They were all in the industry.
Yeah. Yeah,
they are
everybody
all
was.
in the industry.
Yeah,
and your
My mom just passed away last year.
Okay,
She
sorry about that.
she managed Nia Long, Lamont Bentley, Regina King, Shania Lathan. So many people she managed.
Did she manage you too?
Yeah, she taught them and managed her. Yeah, that's why I was such a good actor.
Wow.
She taught me how to be a dynamic actor.
Yeah. It's kind of like do you know Chip Fields, Kim Fields?
Of course I do. Come on, man. We all grew up together. See, you guys don't understand that, at one point in this business, we couldn't go to the white parties. We were never invited to those.
What?
We were only, we were only invited to the black parties in the early 70s. That's just how it was.
Kim Fields produced a play that I did, and Chip was the director.
Of course.
Soldier Story. Soldier Story.
I talk to Kim all the time. I love Kim.
Kim and I share the same birthday, actually.
Oh, you do, huh?
May 12, yeah.
Wow.
Very
You don't even
weird.
know what my birthday is. Don't look at the paper. Try to guess. Don't look at the paper.
Well, give me a hint. Is it like, am I close to, is it close to mine?
It's in May. It's in May.
Oh, 23rd?
Nope. 27th.
That was pretty close, Dylan. Hey,
It was close.
Hey, way to participate, Dylan. Thanks a lot for throwing something out.
Yeah,
Listen,
Dylan.
You could have looked at the paper.
Hold on,
It's this paper.
Hold on, it's my my job to drive the bus over.
And what's interesting is my wife's birthday is June 27th.
Okay. There
That's
you go.
just crazy.
That is
So
kind of
we're on
weird.
the Same day.
Yeah.
Same day, different month. That's all.
How long have you been married? This time.
This is my third marriage. I've been married going on 3 years.
Now, will we do 5 marriages, or are we going to stop at 3?
Man, I'm done here. That's it. If I ever got divorced, God, don't think I will. But I would never get married again.
All right, so you go through this is and I hate to do because it's an abridged version of this, but you're so cool though. You're just
thank you.
I
Appreciate
literally it's been 20 some years since I've seen you. It's all right. So you go back into the industry, and then did you find like it was it better at that point when you're in your late 20s? Now that you've kind of figured out the whole substance thing?
No, what I have found is that they started hiring a lot of rappers back then.
Okay.
Tons of rappers to do our jobs, which they don't do it to everyone else, but they definitely do it to the black culture. They'll hire a lot of rappers and stuff like that, R&B people to do our job. But I think the problem that we always run into is they're not trained for it. That's like us jumping out there and start singing, hey, baby, take, doing something crazy like that. So
50 Cent, though, remarkably, isn't he's
decent.
He's
yes,
pretty good. He holds his own.
But I'm not going to mention the other ones who are terrible.
Yeah, we're not going to say any other people.
They're bad. And some of them been in the business working and acting 20 years, and they still haven't made it yet.
I actually was noticing that 50 Cent because he's on that show Power, and I was like,
I love Power.
Yeah, and I was like,
he's good.
he's
That
really
was a
good.
show.
Like he's
But,
solid.
Yeah, he is. And he was good in Den of Thieves too. Very good in Den of Thieves.
Yes,
Remember
Den of
the first
Thieves. Yeah.
he was good in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see the sequel? Sorry, sidebar.
Yeah, sequel was good to me.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It was cool. I love
liked
that last Porsche chase.
But it's just so I came back into business. The first show I got was World's Dumbest. I started on World's Dumbest.
Because you did a lot of reality too. Was the reality later?
But the reality, I chose certain reality shows.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't do the ones that were trying to exploit me. I would do the ones that I can make some good money off of and not have to worry about the rest of the year. So
yeah.
And
was
the
your
ones I chose
mom
were
like?
always
Was your
good.
mom as your manager? Were you guys like going? Okay, this is what we want our career to do, or we want to move it in this way or that way.
Yeah,
or,
we kind of choose which direction you want to move it.
Yeah.
But I think like right now it's time to move towards family television again. They don't have any family television out there. Most of these shows are geared toward adults. They're not really. I think you can't bring your kid. Like I don't think you bring some of these shows I see on TV. You can't bring your kids home and watch these shows with your kids. You want a show that has kids in it, but it's also for adults and kids.
Yeah.
Which the topics aren't too crazy and too racy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's tough because they've gone so far one way.
Yeah, but that's okay. I think people are, from what I hear from the public, is they're wanting family television again. They're wanting it.
Do you do a ton of voiceover work? You have an amazing voice.
I just started doing voiceover work. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm in actually the Everybody Hates Chris cartoon. I played my character Monk.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw. Yeah, I played that character. And I play him really funny,
have you been like trying to sidestep voice acting for a long time?
It's very difficult to get into. It's the craziest business world. They have a select people that they love.
Yeah, but you have an unbelievable voice and you're highly recognizable.
We just started working on some stuff. I just had like 4 or 5 auditions.
You're like, wait, how much money do I make for doing?
Yeah, you make it's so quick too.
And
oh my gosh.
Are you doing it from your house? Do you have a studio in your house?
I actually go to the studio out here, but it only takes 20 minutes.
Amazing.
20. You go there, you can do like 4 shows in 20 minutes. You're like, this is ridiculous. This is really like, all right, thank you. Like, thank you. I'm like, wow, this is easy. I got to go home now. You're not there all day long, 5 days a week.
All right, wait a second. So before we go into reality TV, you start doing television then?
Yeah, doing television again. But I think World's Dumbest was reality show.
Okay,
I believe. But then I booked. Everybody Hates Chris show.
Yeah,
I booked that. It was supposed to be 1 episode, but it ended up being like the entire rest of the seasons. So,
yeah, how many seasons were you on that?
4 seasons.
Yeah.
It only lasted 5. I was on 4. Yeah, my character was a lot of fun. So he was a crazy character. He was the ex-military guy that with a loose noodle. That when the first advice he gave Chris was always terrible. Like Chris would say, "There's a bully messing with me." It's a bully mess with you. All right, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna tie him down. We're gonna slice him up. He goes, "No, I don't want to kill him." And I go, "Oh, you don't want to kill him?" I go, "Then what do you want to do?" He goes, I just want to teach him a lesson." All right, check this out. And then I give him the advice that worked. So always the second advice that was the best. First one was terrible.
How do you have a passion more for movie stuff or the show or like TV? Has it always been TV, or
TV
has it swayed back and forth?
Movies are fun to do. Movies are a lot of fun to do, but the easiest to me still is TV.
Yeah.
But single camera is like shooting a movie. When you do single camera TV shows,
well, it's quicker.
Just like shooting a movie. Yeah, a lot quicker because you're only shooting 24 minutes, maybe 22 minutes at the most. So it's not like you're shooting a 2-hour movie, So 2-hour movie takes time, but you take. Well, I worked on That's My Boy, and that was like the cushiest movie ever to work on. We had like lobster sandwiches for lunch. It was crazy, man. We stopped and me and Adam Sandler, we'd watch our Yankees play baseball. It was fun.
Have you done very many Adam Sandler?
Just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he'll have you like in the next 13. He seems to do really good with cycling as friends.
Yes, he does. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely does.
How like you're like in a way you're the godfather of comedy. I mean, you kind of had it from an early age. The comedic.
Yeah, but I started with dramatic arts first. Whenever you're a dramatic actor, comedy comes second nature. It doesn't work reverse though. If you notice that, just because you can do comedy doesn't mean you can do drama. You have to be taught in drama. Yeah. And then comedy is just timing is all it is.
How many sitcoms have you been like on a regular
tons
contract?
Of them, about 4 or 5.
Wow.
But also I've done I did stand up for 15 years too. People didn't know that. I never went in LA did stand up. I did it everywhere else. All around the country.
Did you do Vegas?
Except for Vegas, is the other place. I did Reno and a couple other places. Yeah.
Do you still want to do it? Do you like stand up, or is it exhausting to you?
Stand up now, the problem is I'll be 60. It's a little more exhausting. The traveling, the different hotels. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. It really is. I don't know if I have that in me to do that anymore, But I did a show in Vegas. And it was a lot of fun. The show in Vegas was a game show. It was a game show. And it was a lot of fun. I had a good time doing that show. That was like, what made that so fun was we did 2 shows at night, and it was like 5. We did a show 5:30 and then 7:30. And the great part about it was you do that, you got all day to, sleep, whatever you want to do. And you just, you make great money doing that. That was a lot of fun.
Do you still
because I'm very fast with my reaction times on people, so.
Oh yeah, I mean, but like like David Spade or Tim Allen, or they fly in for a weekend and they do a set. Do you do that as well?
Yeah, I used to, but not anymore. Yeah, it's too exhausting. It's exhausting now.
Yeah,
I got a lot of kids now, man. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Trust me. You have any kids?
You're what? Yeah, I have 3. I understand that exactly.
So you have what age? What ages are yours?
Mine are my daughters are 12 and 15, and then my son is 18. Yeah.
You're you're right in the midst of the teenage girl.
Yeah, no, I mean I'm a glorified Uber driver /
Yes.
hopefully dad that watches
That's
and
right.
tries to keep the bad people out.
Trust me, I know that one.
Are you drinking a beer there?
No, I don't drink beer. It's freaking sparkling water.
By the way, I want you to
Sparkling
tune into
water.
our YouTube right now, and you got to see what Todd Bridges is drinking. You'll see it, and you comment. Tell me, does it look like he's just like
Drinking sparkling water?
He's
man,
like, I've been
great.
sober for 32 years. How
Yeah.
dare you try to make
I'm
that
just
joke,
drinking
David?
A Trader Joe's sparkling water. This flavor is cranberry. Cranberry cream tea. This is not. That's why I didn't like this.
Yeah. All right. So wait a second. So do you still want to? Because you have some kids. Do you and you've been in so many movies and so many TV shows. Do you still like? Okay. By the way, how was Roots to do? When did you do that?
You know, I did Roots when I was a kid. And I'll tell you about what the thing I learned. I didn't know about slavery until I was in Roots.
Do you regret it? Like, man, I wish I wouldn't have done Roots.
I was pissed. I was mad for a little while.
How old were you when you did that?
8. I started when I was 8.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I was the only kid with all the dialogue in the movie. So it was I didn't know that black people were slaves. I had no idea about that. I didn't even know what the N word went until someone called me that. One time we were buying a house in Culver City and they didn't want to sell it to us, and we bought the house. My mom had one of her white friends buy the house anyway, and we bought the house and moved in. Me and my brother were walking to football practice, and this guy drove by and called us the N word, and we're like, he goes, "Do you know what he said?" We said, "Yeah, that's such and such. It's a ignorant person who can't read and write. That's not us." Walking out. My Spanish friend goes, "That's not what it is." We're like, "What?"
So you were on these shows, right? That were very, very white, so to speak.
And the Waltons, yeah.
Right. And so when people drive by, were you in the high society neighborhoods, or you weren't in Inglewood?
No, we were in a good neighborhood. Yeah, we did. I definitely lived in a good neighborhood. Used to live in Baldwin Hills, but we moved out of Baldwin Hills because we got robbed like 4 times in 1 month. So my dad was like, "We're getting out of here."
Wow. By the way, did your mom and dad are they still? How long were they together?
They were together 40 years.
Like
I think.
they stayed together the whole time.
No, my dad, they got divorced. My dad passed away first. My dad died in 96.
Right.
And my mom just died in 2024.
Wow.
So
Well, you guys sound like a very close-knit family, though.
we're a very close family. Yeah, I'm going to LA this weekend. It's Wednesday to stay with my kids and my brother and stuff's there. My sister's there. So we're very close, very close.
You're staying home more right now, correct?
Yeah, we're working on a TV show right now with
More family TV show.
Yes, a big company,
Nice.
really big company. I just can't say what. The
Are
company
you
is, but the
are
company
you
is
writing
super big.
now, or
I'm developing it with them, and I will be one of the writers also, but I'll also be the lead in it.
now when you
And,
say we, is this a production company that you have, or
it's going to be with me, my wife, my brother will help us.
Is your wife an actress too?
No, she's just going to be a producer on this project.
Okay,
So she's not an actress. She doesn't want to do any acting.
but it's like a family affair. That's that's really
Yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah, and we developed it because we know that people are crying out for
family.
they're crying out for family television. We know that. I get at because I stream on Twitch too. I'm a gamer on Twitch.
On
I stream,
what's your
yeah.
game?
I play Fortnite, Battlefield, Off the Grid, Marvel Rivals, all the newest latest games. I play,
Okay,
too.
so what is your game? What's your tag?
Me, Todd Bridges. It's my name.
That's your okay. So Todd Bridges
my name.
streams on
Yep.
all these.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep.
okay. Right now, if you're not on YouTube or watching on Spotify,
Yeah.
you're gonna want to see Todd Bridges because he's playing
Yeah,
right now.
it's on usually YouTube. It's on YouTube.
Oh no, we're
Facebook,
streaming it right now.
X. Yeah. So it's on everything when I play. So
Wow, how often do you play?
every morning I play for like 3 hours, and I'll play this afternoon too. Yeah,
3 hours in the morning and 3 hours in the afternoon.
yeah.
Now, do we pass this
Generally,
on to our kids, or is it like, hey, you know what, you want to be just like your
ours
dad?
Is 18. Ours is 18 and over. You don't want to come to our thing. If you're not 18, don't come. My friends are crazy, dude. They say some of the craziest things.
That's hilarious. Have you been doing this long?
Yeah, I just started. Well, I just started a year and a half ago. I've already got like 17,000 followers. It's moving up now.
Now, okay, so do we want to do it like when you say, so Todd Bridges, 5-year plan from now, right? You've accomplished so much in your life. Our podcast is called Dare to Dream. What is Todd Bridges? What is that fire still going on inside of him to do?
Well, me and my wife have a podcast called Dang, which is really good.
Yeah.
And then
what do you guys do? What do you talk about?
We talk about everything.
Okay.
You name it, we talk about. But usually, like we talked about, we had Black History Month, talked about what I went through growing up in the United States, and we talked about what's it like. She's Mormon. What's it like for her to be Mormon? All the stereotypical things that you hear, all stuff that I heard end up being not true, which is even funnier. And we talked about, I think just about everything. We don't cut any corners, and we talk about raising kids, how tough it is to raise kids in this era. It's tough.
How is everybody from like the Diff'rent Strokes? Did they ever do the reunion shows?
They couldn't. Everybody had died. Data died first, and then Gary died. So
yeah,
never quite made it.
And the older folks, when did the parents die?
Conrad died. He died. I think before Gary. He died like a year before Gary.
Wow. Do you have any of the memorabilia still? They're trying to wrap me up here, but
yes.
In your house?
I have. Yeah, I have
pictures
a Diff'rent Strokes shirt. Not shirt, a jacket. It's a satin jacket.
Did you frame it? Did you frame it?
Yeah, I got it. It's framed in my room. So yeah. It's. I got some memorabilia. I got I have a bunch of binders, everything. You name it, I got it from our show, man. It's just the greatest. Like even from Everybody Hates Chris, I have a jacket. I always get stuff from the show.
Do you still get recognized from that show today? I mean, you've been on so many other shows, and I'm sure they're recognizing you from those shows.
But I'll tell you, these glasses are like Superman's glasses.
Well, they do. They hide your identity a little bit.
Yes. But then when I go, I take them off.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
I put my glasses back on.
Come on. Do you like? When did you start wearing the glasses to hide your identity?
No, I wear the glasses so I can see. That's why I wear the glasses, man.
Yeah, but I mean, it's 100% right. Okay, you got to do it for our audience one more time for those viewers.
Yeah.
There it is.
I'll be 60, man. I'll be 60.
When did we get the glasses though? When did we start literally putting these glasses on?
Probably the last 2 years, 3 years, because I can't see that good anymore. When I'm past the signs, I'm going. I got tired of doing that. Now
did you notice your recognizability went down a bit? Like, did you actually all of a sudden now you're like, oh my gosh, this anonymity that I'm in is a bit refreshing.
The mask was the best anonymity. The mask was the absolute best.
Like, come 2020.
That's when you can go stand next to people and you're like, and I felt like invisible, which is great. Because once you become famous, you're not invisible anymore.
No, true. Yeah. Yeah, and from like 12 years on, your life was under a microscope.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Todd, I got to have you back because there's too many questions
Definitely,
I still have.
Man.
All right, so your podcast, we're showing this right now. What's it called again?
Dang.
Dang.
Yep. like it's like cussing. Like instead of saying the cuss word is dang.
And you go to Todd Bridges to see him streaming and twitching.
Yep.
Right now, he's going to play it in 2 hours.
Yep, I'm gonna play.
And then and then he's gonna have a TV show. Can we tell the name of it? We can't even say that.
Can't tell the name yet.
Okay. All right. We'll come back.
We don't want anybody copying.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. All right, Todd. I want to see you again, and I hope I get to work with you. Definitely. I hope I can get you out of Arizona to come on one of our movies.
Yeah, definitely. Let me know.
I would like that. It's good to see you. It's been too long from 1995 or 4 in that theater.
Wow, that's a long time ago. Wow.
You still look the same though. You never age.
Yeah, I don't age very much, which is good and bad in a certain way. I go buy a lottery ticket, they card me. Hey, can I see your ID? I'm like, really? I'm like, I could be probably your dad twice. And they're like, nah, yeah, whatever. I show my ID. You're like, oh, you can. Like, now you want to insult me.
I appreciate you, brother.
Take care.
Have a good one. Man. Thanks again for coming on. All right, guys, if you're not on YouTube, please go on YouTube. Please like, please subscribe, please comment. Does Todd Bridges still look the same? But you got to watch the episode to see. And also see him streaming. That dream that's in your heart, don't forget what it is. It's never too late. And the amazing things that will come out of it, you'll never know exactly what it is until you try. So, God bless you, appreciate you, and we'll see you next time.